All right, where do I start? I think this mug is pretty fitting. Every day is a fresh start. That is going to have to be my motto for the next few weeks, months, because every day is a fresh start. You know, life is not all about money. I have my health, a roof over my head. I do have a cash flowing business. So everything's okay, but it does hurt to lose a lot of money. Um, let's just start from the beginning. As you can see in my previous video,
Hey guys, so we're watching a video by Cole. My crypto addiction, how I lost $62,500. We're not here to shame anyone. We're here to shed light on a problem that affects many people in private. I've heard many stories like this. There aren't so many in public because it takes a very secure person to come out and share their troubles. So respect to this young man for sharing his story here, which is going to give us a lot of light on the problems traders face with addiction.
I had bought a van and then I sold the van. I had about $50,000 April of this year, 2024. So I decided to put it into crypto. I saw that Bitcoin had gone all the way up to a new all time high at about 73K, and it started to cool off a bit. I think it went down to about 63K. So I started to get interested into crypto again. And ironically, in 2021 or 2, I had gotten into crypto with like $4,000. I was in an exchange called Voyager that just went totally underwater, bankrupt, and I had been getting money back from them for a few years. So that was my first experience with crypto, losing a bunch of money with a bullshit exchange, getting in at the top, and this time I wanted to.
Getting in at the top, baby, affects so many people. Um, Historically, buying a strong asset the first day of a new all-time high is good, but there's a lot of bad times to buy. The price is really stretched after that. Also, when it starts to come back after that, maybe not. There's not that many times that like this is a great time to buy. The day of the new all-time high is one.
Not get in at the top, but I kind of did that anyways, um, because that's kind of how the story goes. Is that I got in April, and I didn't get into Bitcoin. I got into a bunch.
Top was in March, but yeah, like the pullback from the April, you really want to be, in terms of cycle theory, whatever, if you're buying for a long-term investment, you want to be buying a low price or the first breakouts coming out. If there's like been a major rally and price starts to come down, it's not a good time to buy dips. Most of the time it's risky.
Of altcoins. You know, I
So here's a problem though, is he bought a bunch of altcoins. Altcoins can be okay for trading, but if his plan is to buy and hold here, buying and holding alts is not great. They're just low quality and there's so many of them. Some of them do work, but then you need a strategy to sell them when they get higher. If you want to just be an investor like he is, Bitcoin is the best.
was in Avalanche, ICP, Render. I could name a few more, but slightly more speculative, not speculative, but riskier coins that when Bitcoin dumps, these coins just go into the gutter. And that's basically what happened from April to now. Obviously, now Bitcoin is just crossed over $100,000 and things are going pretty parabolic. But from
Things have been going pretty parabolic, right? Yeah, it's dangerous. I mean, you can say I should have, would have, but like, what if price dumps from here? Would you have sold up here? Like, we can't play the what if game.
April to about August, things just were dumping down. You know, Bitcoin went all the way down to sub 50K, and these altcoins took like 50% haircuts. So my 50,000 went down to, you know, I think I was down to like 24,000
That's pretty stressful to lose half.
in July and August. And I was just so focused, so hyper fixated on crypto. You know, I said I have a cash flowing business, so I didn't really need to work. So I was just really focused on learning the ins and outs of the industry, I was on, crypto Twitter X nonstop, and
Here's a lot of the problem with trading addiction. It's not just the lost money, but the lost time. Like he could have spent this year building another business, building and continuing to build the business he has, reading, working on his body, whatever. But he's the addiction brings you to Twitter and to the charts where you're looking for confirmation to feel okay, and the cortisol, dopamine, if it's up, it's down. Like you lose your life. This is where you really lose.
I really was spending way too much time and focus and
Way too
energy
much
on
time and
this. And when I
focus.
saw it dumping down, I'm like, what's going on? And I had faith. I knew that it was going to go back up, and that's what it's been doing. Ever since Trump got elected, things have been really going up. Um, but ironically, that's when I started to make my mistakes. So for 6 months from April to November, I was just putting so much time and energy into crypto. It really wasn't going anywhere. So I was getting impatient. I was getting very frustrated about my investment because I had figured, I'll put my money into crypto for this 6 month lease that I have, and then I'll buy a house with this 50,000, hopefully turn it into 150,000 very easily. And
This is one of the problems is when you get in with a financial goal and a timeline, like I'm gonna turn 50 into 100, 150 in the next 6 months easily. Yeah, it needs to be more process oriented. Not that trading for money is wrong, but it needs to be more process oriented and you make what you make at the end of it.
crypto and the stock market had been running up. I sold some shares of Nvidia that just continued to pump and pump. So I was
Bro, let me just share, like I understand this frustration entirely, right? Like you invest in one sector and everything else is going straight up and your sector is going straight down. That's got to be so frustrating, like you losing half his money. Whereas if you had just stayed with the stock market, it was a rocket ship, right?
I was getting very frustrated that,
Yeah,
I
he's
took my money
frustrated
and put it
now.
into crypto when it's just been going down. Stocks have been going up. And then I continued to get deeper and deeper into the crypto community and learned about meme coins, trading. So I started to dabble into leverage trading.
This is where things really go wrong. Yeah, for most people, leverage trading just not the way to go. Almost everyone. Again, it's you can win and still lose because you lose your life, right? Like his life is turning into I'm on Twitter and I'm on the charts 24/7. What kind of a life is that? Even if say he makes 100 grand here, you don't walk away. Like you only walk away in gambling and trading, typically when you lose everything. So say he becomes a successful trader. Does he really win when his life turns into life on Twitter and checking the charts?
Trading with 3, 4x leverage, which is just very risky and a way to lose and make a lot of money. But if you're not smart about it, you'll lose a lot of money. And so the most recent failure was getting into meme coins. I decided I'll just take $10,000 of some of these coins that are already going up. I'm in the green. I've made some profit. I'll sell these and then go play around with some meme coins and get a phantom wallet, deck screener. If you're really into crypto, you'll know these type of things. But so long story short, I started to put more and more money into the Phantom wallet, selling my AVAX ICP for Solana, and taking losses on those, and then trying to go over here and make some quick gains because the meme
I don't really know what his strategy is. It doesn't sound like a system at all.
coin market, as you know, is just very volatile. I mean, these
Right,
altcoins
if you have a system, you're not looking on Twitter, right? You might be looking at the charts, but you're not on Twitter if you have a system. The only reason to use Twitter for trading is for sentiment, and there's better ways to get sentiment. Twitter's just a time hole for trading.
are risky, but these meme coins, I mean, sure, you can do a 3x in a few hours, but you can also get rug pulled and all your money gone in no time, as I know. now. And basically, I
He says, as I know now, so I mean, maybe he learns, right? We learn from things.
started to put more and more money into meme coins, and I went from about 45,000 I had at that time down to 13,000. I was getting really stressed out,
Huge loss to 13. I understand the stress.
and I was spending so much more time and energy. I was having these like panic attacks and anxiety because I was watching just my nest egg fluctuate so heavily now. I was
Right. Stress from the fluctuation, even money going up. But right, he's have panic attacks is affecting his sleep. Like, I understand this, like creating a hell out of heaven, right? Are you creating heaven or hell for yourself on earth? Why does this happen? Why are you doing it, right? Does this sound like winning? But it's not just him, right? There's a lot of people. We're gonna get to the comments soon too. I haven't checked the comments yet. I'm curious.
staying up all night
Staying up all night, he says. Here, I'm gonna increase the speed to 1.25.
trading different meme coins, looking at decks, looking at the X communities, and it was really really bad for my health. I started to notice I was getting sleep deprived, and anyways, I turned the 13 back into 43.
Turn 13 into 43. Is he winning though? Right? One of the worst things for me in my own problems with trading is how it affected my sleep. I'm someone who cares so much about sleep quality. Nothing in the last 15 years has affected my sleep as badly as much as trading. It's been terrible was terrible for it.
And I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. I got most of my money back. Now, if I could just make back a little bit more to what I had.
Here's another issue again, is like trading for financial gain, where, oh, I'm trying to make back X and um, rather than trading a strategy or the charts. And also, do we really believe he would have walked away if he hit his number? I don't know.
And at that point, I had actually, sorry, this story's all over the place. There's so many details. I had gotten another big check in July or August or September, September. And I decided to put that into crypto as well, another like $10,000. So I was I think at most I had about 65K. And I was like, if I can get back to, 60K, I'll then go put it back into these altcoins that I had for 6 months, watching them go up and down, mainly down. And then I'll just ride out the next 2 months of this
If I can, I mean, you just do what you got to just do. It's really hard to do, but you have to play the ball as it lies, right? Like, wish, oh, it was here or there, but you have to just play where you are.
this bull market that's happening. And of course, now it's happening hard. And that was my mistake was I said, okay, I'll only take 30K. I'll hold 30K in Solana. It won't do anything. It'll go.
I'm not sure if he accurately knows what his mistake was. What do we think his mistake was? It's not these small tactical issues. It's the life choices he made of not like having a computer back-tested system that's simple and then going and walking away and working on his business or doing something else, getting a life, right?
Up a little bit because it's a solid coin, and then I'll let the 10,000 ride out. And in this meme mustard, I don't know if you've seen the trend of Kendrick Lamar's new song where he's like singing mustard. Anyways, that's the coin that got me my 3x from 13 back to 43.
This is a scenario where you win and you lose. Like, bro made $30,000 leverage longing mustard coin, meme coin. That's going to set you up for a bigger loss because that enforces the behavior of, oh, I'm doing something right. Why sometimes to get out of a trading addiction, you have to lose everything because the more you make, the worse it gets. And you can, again, make the money, but you'll lose your life, right? I know professional traders whose lives are like this. They're stressed, their sleep's interrupted, and they're professional traders. They make money, but at what cost?
So I was like, I'll let this 10K ride out. And that meme started to drop off. The coin wasn't doing too well. So it started going down. And ultimately, I made a shitty decision to get into a different coin and just go all in, take my $30,000 and put it into this coin that was a $5 million market cap. It just got created like 2 days ago. So risky and stupid. And I went to bed. The next day I wake up and it's
I want to know, he doesn't say more. I want to know why he would do this. Like, what is he feeling? Is he feeling euphoria? Who showed it to him? How did he find it? But you can never go all in, man. Never go all in. Always save something for a rainy day.
back to like 10, hour later, 5, few hours later, 2K. And that's when things just started to really set in. Like, holy shit, I'm not going to be able to turn 2,000 back into 50,000. And that's it. This is the end of it, you know? And now, over the past few weeks, I've been having to basically, lick my wounds a little bit, cope with all this because what's happened is, of course, the bull run has taken off. I was so patient for 6 months and
The worst fucking feeling, dude. You have to just. I mean, I relate. I mean, it's similarly, like, I didn't play it as bad as him, but same vibes, right? And what can you do is just delete Twitter. If someone talks about markets, you change the conversation. You go for you talk to someone else. If it's a group setting, like you just talk about other shit, right? It becomes too traumatic, and that's ultimately what gives you your freedom back.
made this mistake at the worst possible time when Bitcoin broke again, all new all-time highs. These altcoins are making 50, 100%, 200% gains. And ironically,
It's this what if though. I mean, do we believe he would have sold the top, right? I don't know if it's topped or not, but do we believe he's going to sell the top if he had held? Or is he going to round trip it, right? It's the problem is not what he thinks, I think. It's not having a system, because having a system frees a lot of your mind back where you don't need to worry about all this. You just trade it.
right when I converted a lot of those into Solana and then into the meme coins, I had a coin that I held for 6 months. I sold it. The next day, it does a 50% return. It stings. And that's what's happening right now. It's just a lot of like, wow, that 65, if I just would have let it sit, it would have been closer to $100,000 now. And that would have gotten me closer to my goal of being able to buy a house. And
I will say, buying a house is a reasonable goal, but I don't think it's a great goal. There's no evidence, or the evidence is mixed. It doesn't show that homeowners are happier than renters. If your goal is happiness in life, then you chase these monetary goals and it leads you down a path like this and causes you to be very stressed. What if your goal is to socialize with friends 6 hours a day, get 8 hours of sleep, eat clean, like your goals are around health and social outcomes, fun social jobs, being a mentor, stuff like this? You never end up going down this path. The problem is greed for financial gain. And money does affect your happiness if you're broke and you have nothing. Getting enough to survive is really important, but beyond that, like, you don't need it.
but ultimately, it's going to be a big lesson. Um, I really was getting way too fixated. I wasn't working on my business much. I wasn't creating. I wasn't building anything. I was just trying.
Right, that's the problem. That's what I felt, where I'm like a fountain of creativity. I do so much, I hustle so much, I produce so much. Trading punishes that. You do a lot, you get punished. And all my time goes into trading. Now I'm getting punished. And I have this creative outlet I'm no longer building businesses. I'm no longer writing books. I'm no longer making videos, right? That's why I didn't make videos for 2022, 2023, really. And came back in 2024. I'm not going to say I kicked trading addiction for good, for sure, forever, but knowing how to get out of it when you get back in is really important.
Trying to multiply my money. And crypto is not good or bad. I've lost a lot of money in it. I'm learning a lot. I'll still definitely be getting into crypto again next cycle in a few years. But
I think that's a good approach if he sticks with it of take a couple years off and think rather than trying to double down.
it was definitely taking over my life in a really bad way. And especially at the end when I was trading these meme coins and having these little panic attacks of just like really not taking care of myself at all. And trying to chase, and I've learned that it's not why try and chase a 3, 4, 5x, 10x when it's so much more risky. I could have put all my money into Bitcoin, just gotten a 2x, gotten a 100% return off of $60,000 And there we go. I've got $120,000, and that's definitely something I learned was that why chase.
Do we think he would be super happy, a much happier person, if he had done that? I just don't think it matters that much. It's like, talk to me about your social life, talk to me about your health. I mean, you're realizing health outcomes are down, having a hard time. Is it good?
Bigger returns that are more risky, just play it more conservatively. But that's the brainwashing that kind of the crypto community has, is that, don't go into Bitcoin. You're only going to make a 2 or 3x at most. And in
Yeah, the mental illness in crypto is insane. That's why you gotta not be on Twitter.
any other money market, stocks, a 2 or 3x on your money in a year is insane. So it's just funny how you can get brainwashed into being greedy and wanting more and more, and seeing other coins go up and yours are just not doing anything and not having more patience. I think I just really should have had more patience and just let it play out. I got my mom and brother into crypto as well back in May and a little bit around May. And, they just have been going on with their lives. They've putting a little bit of some loose change in there, a few $1,000s, and now they're up, a good, a few $1,000s
That's hilarious that his mom is beating him at trading just because she doesn't have the mental illness. It could just be it affects some people more than others.
on their investments, because they just let it sit and focused on other things in their lives. When for me, I just let crypto become my entire life, which was my mistake. And so, yeah, we're going
All right, there's a better analysis of his mistake. Letting crypto become your life.
to learn a pretty big lesson on this. And I just wanted to share this, and with this YouTube channel, just really be authentic and vulnerable, raw with you guys, because
Props to
I
you, bro.
wish there were more videos like this, that I
Me
could go
too.
look at and hear people talk about their stories of what happened. And because everybody talks about their wins, I made this
Yes,
much money in crypto. Here's how you can do it. But nobody wants to talk about the losses and the negative
I
things that
do.
happen to them.
I
So
will.
I hope that if something has been happening to you, or just you find this story interesting, that it is good for you, in some way. And I'll continue to make videos on my ups and downs. And, I do still have a cash flowing business. I have a business that brings me in a few $1,000s every month. So I'm not desperate. That wasn't like, I mean, it was all my money that I had saved up for a few years, so it definitely stings. But it's motivating. I'm already like, okay, what do I need to do now? How do I get my feet back, get my feet underneath me? How do I, structure myself a little bit better here, ground myself, make some more money, but also do it in a way that's meaningful, that I'm passionate about. So I'm not focused
Love
on
it.
investing in crypto, and I'm actually building something. I built a business that I made over a few $100,000. I made over $100,000 each year for the last 2 years, building this Amazon business, and it's been really successful. So I need to just find that next thing, focus on, create.
Right. There's just better ways to make money for most people. Like, he should stick with what he's good at. Amazon. He's good at it. Do it.
Instead of just putting all my eggs in some external investment. And so, yeah, it's been a shitty last few weeks. I'm out here in South Carolina trying to figure out if I want to live out here. Definitely miss Florida and aspects of being out in Florida. So who knows what life will hold for me, and I'm just going to go from there. I've got a lovely girlfriend, a dog. I am living a bit more paycheck to paycheck right now. I'm not going to be able to buy a house, which really sucks, but life goes on. Every day is a fresh start. I've got oxygen in my lungs. I've had some
Yes,
health
sir.
issues in the past. So just to be healthy, talking to this camera, have this sunshine on my face, I'm very grateful and blessed. And life is all about learning lessons. I'm young. I'm only 24 years old. To be able to make that much money and then lose it, you know, it's all right. I'm going to be able to get
Great
back on my feet,
perspective.
and
He's got a
things will
great
be okay. But
perspective.
I just wanted to share this story with you guys to, and hopefully it's going to help you in
He's
some
gonna
way if
have
you
it
are
all
struggling
back.
with a big loss of money. And definitely just need to ground myself a bit more. But overall, like I said, life's good. We're going to figure it out. Definitely hurts to see Bitcoin breaking through that all-time high, the 100K Bitcoin. I was just waiting and waiting, and being in the community, it's so fun to watch. There's so much good stuff going on in crypto. You can change your life, or you can change your life in positive and negative ways very fast. But I think that's
Mostly I see negative ways, if I'm being honest. Even, again, the people who make money end up continuing the all-day Twitter the all day staring at charts, right? Do you really win in that? I mean, I'd rather live life outside, touch grass. You get rewarded for that. There are people who are able to just set it and forget it, invest, buy and hold, and move on. In crypto, it's kind of rare though. I don't know why. And it's because, man, you round trip, you have to pay attention because this is risky shit. The rug pulls goes to zero. You invest in the stock market index, you don't need to worry about that. So yeah, crypto, oh man, it's just for mental illness.
It's a good thing. It gives, people a way out of the money matrix of working a 9 to 5, but we have to be very smart with it because it's also risky.
So this is one of the belief problems. Work makes you happy, this is what the studies show. If you don't like your job, get a better job. But this idea, it's just an erroneous side quest to own a home and not have to work. Fucking lonely, man. Study happiness. Look at the Gallup polls. It's not, it has a lot to do with how you spend your time, right? Who you spend it with. Having a fun job, working with jokesters that you like, having a best friend at work. Escaping the 9 to 5 is not a great goal, honestly.
So now next cycle I'll be able to make better decisions. Just like last cycle, getting in at the top. This time I got in at, like the middle range, and then things were dumping and I was like, what's going on? And obviously I've learned now how things work. The FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt, people fudding. And next time I'll be able to get in when, at the bear market lows and just ride it out. Dollar cost average into Bitcoin. I am a true believer of crypto and Bitcoin, but definitely should have been more patient and just take some deep breaths, not try and be greedy. So, anyways, thank you for listening. Come on back for another video. Subscribe for just some real, authentic clips and me sharing my life journey with you guys. So, cheers. Have a good one.
Yo, that's worth a subscribe for me. Great video, brother. Thanks for being authentic. I spent 3 years locked up, came home in 2020, barely had any money. I had 3,000. Invested in Doge coins, watched it run to 33, never sold. Thought I was going to be a millionaire. Watch it run back down to 3 grand. Worst feeling ever. Greed is a dangerous thing, man. Yeah, it causes you to focus on the wrong things. Case studies are valuable. Okay. Sorry this happened to you. Okay, this is true. Only thing that works is buy as much as you can when things are boring, sit on them to the bull run. The ones that come in with the money leave with the experience, while those coming in with the experience leave with the money. Yep. First 2 cycles is for learning, third is for generational wealth. I actually really like that quote and people saying that. It's a more realistic expectation where people think they're going to be profitable from the start or even in a couple years. In crypto, a cycle is 4 years. So it's saying like you're going to be profitable in your 8 to 12th years, which I like because it sets a more realistic expectation. I sold a house, put it all in the stock market, put it in a Tesla, sold it all, was down 70K, and okay, so hopefully you learn. If you invest in solid investments, do not sell when you're down. You don't lose or win if you don't sell. Okay. Well, if you're using leverage, you have an uncle plant. Dude, I had the exact same experience. 61 likes. 60, that to me means 61 people had this experience. Was dollar cost averaging through the bear market. Average cost of sold $30. Selling most of it at about 120. Okay, had 20K in March. Then got into microcap meme claims. $500 in the meme coin, bang, 5x in 2 days. He was hooked. See, this is the problem is when you win doing the wrong thing and reinforces the bad behavior. Ended up losing 16K the following couple months. Would have been way better just holding. Also, not from money, from time. Use Bitcoin as a savings account you can't miss. I like that. This person is having struggle. Okay, forget buying house, buy Bitcoin. Okay. Completely understand how you feel. Sorry, man. After losing 11K sometime last year due to my negligence, I've learned that getting good return is very much attainable if you know your way around the market. Watch my net worth grow exponentially these past 7 months. Thing is, though, you think you're consistent, you can lose it all again. If you have exponential gains, you can have exponential losses, right? People are like, I've been there too, where it's like, ah, I'm a consistently profitable trader now. I figured it out. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Yeah, this man is very honest. I appreciate him. You're not alone. 21 likes. 99% of us who have tried to make crypto our primary focus. Okay. Bro, you roughly summed up my life the last bull run. 55 likes. This is what I'm saying, man. Everybody's talking about the lost money, but it's like the lost time, you know? He's pitter-pattering his whole year as I was in AVAX, then I was in Seoul, then I was in Mustard, then I was in... Yo, my year was I went to Mauna Kea, climbed the highest mountain in the world, measured from its base. I went to Kauai, I hiked the Nepali coast, got a helicopter tour. I started a adventure hiking business. I started a job at a marine wildlife tour business. I'm swimming in the ocean with sharks. I swam with the whale shark. I swam with humpback whales. I swam with turtles, monk seals. We took a company trip. I, yeah, met a lot of people. Those are the highlights, right? It's the problem is losing your life close to home. So the point is that so many people have this experience, man. It's not worth it. Mental illness in this. Trade a system. I don't know if the solution for most of y'all should dollar cost average, but I've got a really great system and there's a link to it down below. You can check it out if you want. It's based on not doing much, going and living a life, and doing other things, so go check it out. But and I've got a free Discord where I share some signals, but most of y'all don't even need to be trading at all. Anyways, appreciate y'all. Thank you, Cole. Much love to y'all watching. Peace.